guys, I'm ChezPride, and today I want to come at you with another Sims kinda type news video. I'm not really exactly sure what to label this. Basically, I want to talk about what they did release today, what they will be releasing, and what they are saying they are promising for the future of The Sims, and honestly just my thoughts on everything, including them reaching out to players. But honestly, what started me wanting to make this video is that today, with barely any warning to the Sims community, they dropped a whole new kit. Well, probably by the time I actually get this video up, it'll technically be tomorrow in my time zone because I woke up a little later than planned, and then I had to look up to see if there's any other news I might want to include, and there was, and it was a whole thing. But anyways, not important. Normally, 2 days before they release a kit, like that Tuesday, they will announce for sure that the kit is coming. But no, not this time. It literally just kind of dropped. I mean, technically about a month ago, they announced that a kit was coming at some point in this month, and people had guesses on when it would come out, but they never gave an exact date. But I feel like for them to put a kit out with barely any warning, a week, exactly a week after a whole $40 expansion pack, seems like a very bold move on their part. I know kits are only $5, but that's quite the bold move on their part. Now, personally, I get paid at the end of the week, so I will probably wait till then to do an official review on this kit since I didn't really have too much time to plan for it, but I will do one. And I will say, I don't hate the kit itself. From what I'm seeing, I probably will like the kit. It's a Creative Sim autumn apparel kit, but it's just the DLC after DLC that is really getting to me. But they did share a quick announcement video for the kit after it was released, so I wanted to show that off first and foremost. Now, this is literally just a little 8-second clip. It doesn't really even show that much. It just kind of gives the basic idea of what the kit is. The link that they actually have here in the caption has pictures that shows more content than this actual video does. And this link is just to the EA website where you can directly buy it. If you're for some reason not buying it on the EA app directly, I don't know. But like I said, it's just a little 8-second clip. They have this posted here on their Twitter. I'm sure they have it posted other places. It's just on my computer. It's easiest to show you guys on Twitter. So it says, find the perfect layered look for festivities all fall along with the Sims 4 Autumn Apparel Kit. And honestly, I'm not a kit lover, but I'm not a kit hater. So as a person that feels kind of neutral about kits, I'm actually kind of excited for this one. I think we need more fall and cold weather wear in the game in general. I will say we did just get a bunch of cold weather wear in the Adventure Awaits pack, and this is literally coming out a week after that, which I can't get over that. It's only been a week. Anyways, I do appreciate them putting more stuff like this in the game because it is a section we're lacking in, especially autumn themed apparel. Like I said, my only problem with this is the timing, but it does look like a cute kit. If you come here, like I said, literally 8 seconds, but you have gloves, sweaters, jackets, gloves, sweater, jacket, gloves, sweater, jacket. That's kind of the whole thing here. Now, if we go to the pictures, there is some more stuff besides sweaters, jackets, and gloves. But that's literally all this video shows. So it has a jacket here, a sweater here, a pair of gloves here, and then the title. And then a pair of gloves here, a jacket here, a sweater here, and then the title. And then another pair of gloves, a jacket, and a sweater. Which, honestly, this sweater is really cute. I'm not actually looking forward to this one. But that's pretty much the whole clip. And then here, we've actually looked at these photos before, a month ago when the kit leaked, these pictures leaked. So we have seen these pictures before, but it is typically $4.99 because it's a kit. And we also have the cover photo here. and it has some trench coats, it has scarves, it has jackets, it has hats. We have fedoras, we have little beanies. I think I'm seeing boots, but I don't know if those are base game or not. I don't know. I love this little sweater with a heart on it in the back. That's really cute. The sparkly sweater is what I think is probably going to be my favorite object on the females, and the trench coat is probably going to be my favorite thing on the males, just from the pictures I'm seeing. But like I said, I will buy that kit in the next day or two so I can do an official review. But speaking of things they're announcing coming out with for The Sims, they have announced that EA is releasing My Sims on the Apple Arcade in November. Now, if you aren't familiar with My Sims, basically My Sims was a game that came out in 2007 for the Nintendo Wii, and it was basically a spin-off that was like Wii characters mixed with Sims game, and it kind of gives like Animal Crossing vibes, and it's an older game. It's like an almost 20-year-old game now, but they have been putting it back out on platforms. They started putting this out a little bit before they re-released Sims 1 and Sims 2, but they've been slowly putting it on different platforms. So in 2024, they brought it out for the Nintendo Switch before they came out with the Switch 2. They brought it out for just the Nintendo Switch. And then they put it on the EA app at some point. And I don't think they put it on console yet because the console is Nintendo Switch and it's like partly Nintendo. But they have announced that they are officially bringing it to Apple Arcade in November. So if you've been wanting to get your hands on it and you have a Mac, that's the way you can get it. I have been wanting to get my hands on it. I just haven't had the extra funds. It looks really fun. And I think it's funny that I actually never played this game as a kid because I had a Wii. That was the only console I was allowed to have growing up and other than that, I just had my laptop. And I was very heavily into The Sims 3. I started being a fan in The Sims 2, but somehow I completely missed this being a game growing up. So I want to try it. I just haven't had the chance yet, but I figured it was announced that it was coming out on Apple Arcade, so I would bring that up while I was making this video. So honestly, the next few things that I want to talk about in the Sims news category is honestly just the Sims team being a little bit more transparent about where they are in fixing things and what they want to bring to us into the future. And that is great and all, but it also makes me a little bit nervous because I'm scared they're doing it to get Sims players off their back. Like, Sim players have been very vocal recently about the game being broken and packs coming broken and how they're constantly needing to fix things, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like sometimes the Sims team will put out something and be like, hey, here's what we're working on, be patient with us. And then they take forever to actually put out what they said we need to be patient on. But sometimes they'll fix it quicker than others. I don't know. Sometimes I'm scared that when they are being more transparent, that they're just trying to get us off their back. But I also appreciate them being more transparent because it would suck if they just didn't tell us anything at all. So mixed emotions because I don't know exactly what their intent on sharing this info was, but basically we have an article here labeled Community Concerns with Save File Issues October 2025 update. So there's been like file corruption save things like since a little bit before For Rent came out, and like I said, they've been being transparent with us on this, but it's been since before For Rent. Majorly, it happened, it's called the For Rent bug, but it technically happened before For Rent. So it says, Social Simmers, in our last blog post, we shared our commitment to investigate concerns that some players had around the save file corruption, and we're here to update you on what our Sims team has been working on and where our investigation currently stands. This update will share our progress and what we are still investigating and the steps we are taking, blah, 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 blah. So it says, our progress so far. We are focused on identifying any potential causes of corruption, implementing prevent measures to avoid future issues, and resolving any identified problems to ensure your gameplay experience remains safe and reliable. When we refer to, quote, save corruption, we mean suggestions where a game itself will not load, a save file fails to load, or saves load but are missing assets, such as thumbnails or LOTs. So that has been happening. I've only personally had this happen once, and it was not the Sims team fault. It was my own fault. It sucked, the fact that it's happening in the game without there being any reason outside of the Sims fault. It's kind of sad because I understand when it's a user error, but when it's just you save your game and then it just won't load again, that's kind of scary, especially since this is more so happening to older save files. So think of legacy save files you're on generation 8 of, and then it just breaks. Yeah. So it says, to tackle this, our specialist team is focused on save integrity. Here's what's been happening. Community collaborations. We ask you to share your impact saves. We've received dozens so far. Thank you for providing and keep them coming. So if you have a file corruption that has happened since For Rent, and you have For Rent, or it's been happening since before For Rent, but it's quote the For Rent save file. But if you have a corrupting file, you can put them here. And it says, new tools. We've developed the Python-based tool that helps us extract, analyze, and summarize data in save files to provide to our players. This is helping us provide more accountable data to investigating teams. Here's save data place. We've organized the incoming reports to better understand the potentials such as file size, code versions, numbers of hacks, uses of mods, and more. So each file, they're breaking it down, whether you're using mods, what packs you have, what could be influencing this. And then it says, review of past fixes. Our teams has analyzed historical corruptions cases to learn from previous solves and any spot of recurring issues. So basically, they are taking results and data from past times where they've had corruption save files, which is not that comforting. All right, but our current investigations. From attempting to reproduce this issue reported by both players with and without mods, we've identified the following issues as strong leads. These require more time to investigate before we can confirm anything concretely, but we want to keep you updated on what we've learned so far. So again, I appreciate them being more transparent, but it's going to take more investigation, which is pretty much just what they keep telling us. They're just just give us more time, give us more time, give us more time, which I understand sometimes we need more time, but it's been 2 years, guys. It's been 2 years. Okay, but it says scratch file concerns. Most of our present leads involve scratch files. These are important but temporary files the game relies on, and reports suggest that they may be disappearing or get deleted, which could trigger the corruption. So that's possibly what's going on, and they're looking for the root cause. Lots data issue. Another major area of focus on is lot data. Some lots provide us to show what was more missing or extremely minimal information than saves. We've produced cases internally of endless loading, white screens linked to certain builds behaviors, and super stuffed lots with and without mods. That is actually a problem I've had way in the past, 4 or 5 years ago, where I would put a huge lot and then my file wouldn't load anymore, and I would have to go back to a previous save and just do another lot. So that's been a problem. And then it says, we're also tracking any potential links to specific expansion packs or objects through the corruption reports, like the packs, the For Rent pack. So yeah, they are targeting that, hey, we know this has been happening since For Rent. That is also under investigation. And then it says, other areas of focus, excessive rental units alone don't seem to be the primary cause of corruption. And everyone's kind of saying that the rental units are the cause, because that's been the around when that came out, this has been the major issue. While more units do increase error reports, data also suggests it's likely tied to overall save complexity rather than the unit count alone. So good and bad news, like, because it's like, oh, it's not just the units. That's not just a broken feature. It is something to do with the game, which is comforting and not, because it's like, oh, okay, the units and the rental properties aren't as broken as we thought, not as scary to play with, but also the game is just fucked up in general. But it says the next steps that they are taking is to continue and test venue type data transfer across saves, deepening our investigation into scratch file deletion and common external problems, exploring historical cases of save bloat to understand potential connections, and out of an abundance of caution, we're removing the BB increase unit cap residential rental unit cheat in a upcoming update. And this is supposed to be a step while the borders are being fixed, and then see if they can put it back in without it being a potential risk. Which I hate that they're taking out a cheat. Like, honestly, I think the game should be able to be cheated without mods, and the fact that they're taking out one of the cheats kind of makes me sad. But, you know, there's a reason there's mods, I guess. Alright, but that's pretty much this whole article. And this article was brought up on their Discord server. So on the Sims Direct Discord server, they pretty much summarized all this with the link that we just shared. And also on their Discord server, apparently the patch that they put out the day the kit or the expansion pack came out, Adventure Awaits, I didn't do like a video on it. I did see a news article on it, but I just didn't think it was a big enough thing to do. But apparently the patch pretty much resolved the reported issue of water damage on Plopsy listed items, and also a tuning and change the lower required items for playground venues from 6 to 4, because that is something we talked about in one of my previous videos when playgrounds did come in the last big patch update before Adventure Awaits, that it was just too many item requirements, and so they went back and fixed that the day the pack came out, because the pack does come with playgrounds in the world. And then the last thing that they put on this Discord tab, the Sims Direct tab, is that they finally rolled out the memory boost that they talked about a month ago. So if you missed it, a month ago they announced the Memory Boost step-by-step guide, and pretty much said that Memory Boost is an early access opt-in feature for PC only, at least currently, that brings performance improvements to The Sims 4. It optimizes memory uses, reduces lag, improves frame rates, and helps prevent memory-related crashes. And they are now inviting players to try it out. And basically, what I've showed you guys this before, but basically you just have a little tab here, and this says early access, so it's not final software. They're wanting players to try it out, and you can either choose it to be automatic and it will automatically do it on new save files, or you can disable it or just completely enable it. So it says, Memory Boost is currently in early access. We encourage you to try this and let us know your experience. Step 1, access from game options. So from the main menu, select the dots in the game options, select other tabs, and then enable the Memory Boost. Find your memory, drop it down and click enabled. Your game will restart and the Memory Boost will be enabled. And as you can see here, each file that you play from there on will have a memory boost. And if you want to disable it, you just have to click disable in the same way. And pretty much it says to use the version cheat in The Sims 4, launch the game, press Control Alt Shift Delete into the console of the bottom screen, type in version into the console, and press enter. So this is pretty much how to check if it's running. You can put in this cheat and it'll show you if it's running. And then ensure you're not running a DirectX version argument. So to ensure that you have the latest update, you're not running DX9, check your DX version. Look at the bottom right corner and make sure to confirm you're on DX11. So apparently that's a part of it as well, and it's showing you here how in the EA app to check that. And then here is it gives you a link where you can give your feedback on that. So they have officially rolled that out, and they are pushing it again on players to try it out and give them feedback. And then there was one last thing that they have on the Discord server, and that's another Discord challenge. So pretty much it says, a cabin shell challenge, make the perfect getaway. It's time to turn a simple cabin shell into the ultimate getaway destinations for your sim. Whether imagine a cozy lounge for friends, a stylish lakeside escape, or a haunted retreat full of secrets, the challenge is yours to design. Here's what your getaway cabin needs. And it says, a place for a group of sims to sleep, a place where everyone can eat together, a shared activity area, so like games, relaxation, or something unexpected, a short description of what kind of getaway your sims are on, whether it be a romantic trip, a spooky mystery, a friends reunion. And then basically you just have to download the shell. It's a normal shell challenge, so you can download this. It gives you directly the link for the gallery, and then design it however you want. Normally how a shell challenge works is you download a shell and you can't change any of the existing walls, but you can do anything else. And then it gives you a hashtag here to share your cabin entries. And posting in the format, you need your gallery name and a description of the sims and the getaway. And there will be 10 winners, each be receiving a free copy of Adventure Awaits, which I think is funny that they're having you create a getaway without the actual pack. But if you don't have the pack, this is a good chance for you to get it. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for this video. It wasn't a huge announcement video. A lot of it wasn't like that important news, but I figured since I couldn't come out with a review video the day that it came out, that I would announce the kit and then at least catch you guys up on what's been going on Sims news wise. I also have to do the event week 3. I meant to do that yesterday, and I ended up just having to edit the video. I was supposed to edit Tuesday because Tuesday was just a whole clusterfuck when it came to doctor's appointments and whatnot, and I came home and went to bed. So that was my bad, and I know I'm getting this news video out a little bit late because also of things I had to deal with this afternoon, but hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it informative, because that was the entire point. And like I said, probably some point this weekend I will do an actual review over the autumn apparel kit, because I'm actually kind of excited for this one. So anyway guys, I'm going to end this video here. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. Alright,